here in the finals of Vancouver, becoming regional champion.
Alex Underhill is a Portland regional champion.
Jump across, he's hunting for that first title, and I know he can taste it. One of the most consistent players in North America.
There it is. That's gonna do it. Giovanni Costa wins his first regional championship.
The 2024 season's in full swing, and players are trying to earn a spot at Worlds by attending local level events, regionals, or internationals all across the globe all year long.
You basically accrue these championship points from attending events if you place high enough, but you need quite a few of them if you want to play in Worlds.
In Pokemon, we have tiers. So you have the World Championships, and then just below that, you have the International Championships. And this season, there are only 3 of those. There's one in North America, Europe, and in Latin America.
We are about to get into this game number 1 of our junior division finals at the Latin America International Championships. That Urshifu is gonna take so much damage, and with a 1-hit knockout and a critical hit, that's it, Fabian wins!
The season has definitely been very exciting, and there's a lot more to go through.
Overall, I would rate Worlds in Yokohama as a failure for me and our group. And we definitely want to learn from it and do things differently this year.
Honestly, Pokemon trainers, I cannot ask for a better match than Markus versus Yuki Zaninovic. What a match.
Oh my goodness, what a match. Yeah, I'm so excited for this one, actually.
Let's have a look as power connects down onto that Gudra. It does a significant chunk, takes over 50%. Markus will win this set 2-0.
I spent a lot of time after losing last year. Like, why was I not good enough? What did I do wrong, right? And this year I'm not trying to be perfect, I'm just trying to be good.
Let's hear it for Wolfe!
It all comes down to this. Urshifu goes for the protect. It fails.
As the Farigiraf hopes to follow it up and get the KO with a Hyper Voice. And with that attack, Wolf Glick becomes your Charlotte regional champion.
The king is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so every year I want to do a big video about the World Championships, and I've been working on this one for several months now. I had a full 13-page script and had a bunch of edits in it. Had a full outline. As you can see, this is pretty heavily edited, but I have to click this very important button, which sometimes I forget to do, and that's bad because then I have to do it again. So we are now recording. So if someone is editing this, hello. You're gonna be editing this. You're the only one who see this part. Cool, okay, let's see here. So,
I want to be the very best Pokemon player in the entire world. For me, this means I'll have to travel all over the United States, competing in tournament after tournament.
Oh no!
Well,
a catastrophe.
why is there so much ice? Okay, well the good news is that this has to spin for a little bit, so let me get this going. It just makes such a strong first impression, you know? That I really like for people to get to know me first as a person, and then I want them to be oh, that's my friend Wolfe, he does Pokemon stuff, thanks. Rather than, oh, that's Wolfe, he's the Pokemon guy, if that makes sense. So sometimes people know before they meet me, you know? If they're a friend of a friend.
It's the thing that people remember about you.
It's
when we
definitely
started
my most
dating, and
remarkable.
when I would tell my friends about you.
Yeah, they'd be oh, hey, how's the Pokemon guy?
The Pokemon boyfriend.
Yeah.
I was new on the DC dating scene, and I was this is great because at the bare minimum, it'll be an incredible story. I will have some conversation with this guy, learn about this, and I will get to tell people about the time that I went out on a date with a professional gamer. And then more than that now.
Tell me that first 30 seconds, that first date. What did you walk away thinking about this guy? Who was he?
I thought he was great. I thought he was really cool. He had a very strong sense of self. Yeah.
But no, we didn't meet because of Pokemon,
No.
through Pokemon or anything like that.
I did Google you before our first date, and I had a friend who was really excited. and happened to walk by the window of the little coffee shop. We were sitting right in the like window table, and my friend happened to walk by during our date and was like, and I was like, yeah. But I didn't want Wolfe to know I Googled him. I think I was like, this could be like a weird gamer guy, or he could be totally normal and this is his thing, and I will know within like 30 seconds of meeting him. And I knew within 30 seconds of meeting you that like—
I don't think anyone's ever met me and been like, this guy is totally normal, to be fair.
Well, I did.
I guess it's lucky that I like to travel, and every once in a while I get the opportunity to stay a little longer or go a little earlier just so I can enjoy some of the sights. So that is super nice to be there for a business trip but still have a few days to explore the city. Sometimes it is just go, go, go. You go from one place right to the next, and that's how I end up with months like this where I'm only home for about 4 days. Hi! Are you happy? Yeah, I missed you. I did. I think he missed you guys too.
Who is that?
That's Archer. He's my dog. He has been with me ever since senior year of college, so he has been through a lot with me. That dog is very special. He's basically my child. I spoil him rotten. Archer, do you like that spot? Yeah? So I have a very special collection of things that I've kept from all of the events that I've gone to, and it is a whole collection of the badges that I have acquired over all of the years that I've commentated. So this one was from LAIC, and I still have the one from the World Championships that I got to be press in Yokohama. And just this whole pile is all of these different events. Like this was my very first World Championships, which was the DC Championships in 2019. And so it's very neat to be able to look back through the different events that I've been to, not only because this is kind of like a physical memorabilia, but I feel like most of the time when I look at a badge like this, a lot of the times I remember the people that I'm with. It's really difficult to remember every single moment of every game that I've ever casted in Pokemon, but I sure do remember like the amazing times that I've had with the people that are at these events. Oh, it's so good to see you.
See you too.
I know, it's been so long.
It's no coincidence that we all just ended up spending holidays together and just moving to the same cities and just
Puppy play dates. A huge part of our consideration of moving here was you guys. Like, no, for real, one of the things that we were thinking about when choosing a new place to live was, well, where are our best friends located? And so Boston just felt like such an easy decision for us to move to. I remember when I was starting out as a player in 2014, you were the person that I looked up to the most in this scene. And I know I've told you this story so many times.
But I forgot that was where this was going.
It was super inspirational to me to see somebody not only get a Worlds invite that was a woman, but also just continue to compete with some of the best. And then I saw you transition to casting, and I was so happy for you, not only to be the first woman to cast BGC, but also, again, to like continue to pave the way for people like me to follow in those footsteps.
I mean, for what it's worth, I look up a lot to you now too, so I guess we're kind of doing like a cross thing. I think we'll just keep pushing each other and we'll both just keep doing better and better.
That is a sisterhood right there, honestly.
Of course, lift each other up.
Always. Anyway, friends, cheers. Good to see everyone.
Good to see you.
I started competing in VGC in 2014. I was in college at the time, and a few of my college friends dragged me over to a Pokemon event, and I had a ton of fun. I think that was my first taste into what that really meant on a larger scale than playing Pokemon in your bedroom by yourself or even trading Pokemon. My original plan when I graduated from college was to go right into a PhD program, but I had a very serious life event that stopped me from doing that or turned me away from the idea of committing to a 6-year program. This is a picture of me and Archer. This is about right when I got him. I want to say he was 2 years old in this picture. Archer's always been such a rock for me, but in this moment, I really did need him. This was after my mom had passed away. I had PhD offers at the time, but when that life event happened, I felt like I needed to defer and I wanted to grieve. I wanted to spend time to be there for my father who lost the love of his life. That changes a person in so many ways. And I was glad to be able to have that time to spend with my family because it was something that impacted all of us in a very difficult way. What made that time of my life worse is 6 months later, my dad passed away. That changed my perspective on life a lot. And it just pushed me into a tailspin that I needed to figure out something else to do with my life because science wasn't going to be that avenue anymore. And I needed something else in my life that was going to make me happy again.
I'm excited to see how many people show up
Kids
today.
turn up, yeah.
But
It should be a good turnout though, because obviously EUIC is next week.
The tea is the perfect temperature now. I'm so happy. Yay! So outside of commentary, I am a teacher. I teach English and debate at a bilingual school in Frankfurt, Germany. The school that I'm at has like a Hort club after school thing. So basically there's loads of different clubs that kids can sign up to after school. It can be karate, can be chess, can be loads of different things. Where's my tea? When I saw this opportunity in Frankfurt, I was like, hey, let's see if we can do a Pokémon club. And it was immediately a, yes, let's do this. There's loads of kids who love Pokémon. And it just grew from strength to strength. Let's have a look. Which one did you want?
I think I wanted that one.
That one's the one I've given your brother.
Oh, God.
And obviously Alex and Annabelle have done incredibly well from it. And it kind of was beyond my wildest dreams of what they could accomplish and what this club could enable kids to be able to achieve and the opportunities they could have. And so kind of seeing these kids, growing up, being competitive with it and, feeling success and making progress at each event, it gives you a sense of pride. And it's definitely really cool to see that potentially we could be seeing our next, world champion coming all the way from Germany. It would be so cool. I just went proper teacher mode then.
Yeah, thanks for showing up. Quite happy about the turnout. We have 14 masters, 4 seniors and 6 juniors.
Barish Akjos is another amazing established Pokemon trainer, and he's also my husband. So yeah, definitely a fan of Barish.
All right, well, shall we pack?
Yeah.
Let me go get the suitcase. I mean, I'll just pack in the morning anyway, but let's make sure your stuff is packed. Are we bringing the cats?
Yes, always.
I mean, every single morning when we drive to work, you'll be like, today is the day. We're bringing the cats in.
So EUIC is just around the corner, and this is a really important part of the season for many players. A lot of players, such as Wolfe, for example, are doing so incredibly well at the moment. They're almost at the peak of their performance, and considering Wolfe has come away from a break and come back in fantastic form, means going into this tournament, he's almost got nothing to prove, but also it's such an amazing event to win in international, and he's going to be wanting to try and win EUIC. Markus and Wolfe qualified for the World Championship, so it's not about getting championship points for these two players, but it's about, I think, solidifying yourself as a player to really watch going into the kind of end game of the season ahead of Worlds.
Every time I pack, for a tournament, I'm always afraid I'm gonna forget something. I never forget anything, but I always feel like I'm going to, Every time I'm like, oh, this is the time. No, I should probably grab my Switch, huh? Just put that in this pocket. I think I'm good to go. I should wear the white shoes. Yeah.
Rosemary's not commentating EUIC, but she is competing, and I'm so excited to see this. So we are a really big commentary team. There's a lot of amazing commentators who have worked a multitude of different international events, and whenever the selections get made, it can be for a variety of different factors. I think for the European International Championships, because it is kind of the big event for the European scene, and we have recently expanded our pool of European commentators, it's a fantastic opportunity for them to be on their kind of home stage. So there just maybe wasn't as much space for the NA commentators. At the same time, when you know that it's such a limited field, you're naturally going to feel a little bit disappointed to not be selected. But I have no doubts that it's not the last we're going to be seeing of Rosemary, for example. She'll definitely be back.
I was like looking for like this pink face. I was like, where's the hair?
God! How are you? I'm so good to see you. I'm so good to see you. You're beautiful. Oh, sweetie.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
How was it like Friday morning? It's
first time I've seen you this whole week. Oh my God, I know.
Hello.
Hey! Wolfe,
Good to see ya.
hello.
Hey, glad you made it.
Hey Markus, how are you?
Good to see you.
So good to see you.
Oh, excellent.
Aaron!
Hey.
My K-pop idol.
How's it
I'm such a
going?
big fan.
You like the
Absolutely.
casting?
Yeah.
I'm
not casting.
Oh,
I'm
shoot.
playing.
Oh, good. I hope we don't play.
I really hope we don't play each other. I don't want to play any of you.
Yeah. No, that's
So my goal for this weekend is to just have fun. I think it's important that I remember why competing is so special. And so if I can come out of this weekend having had a ton of fun, then I've accomplished a pretty big goal for myself.
Hey guys. Oh, how we doing?
Consistency is going to be big at this tournament.
Yeah.
Do you know how like the commentators always have like,
Yeah, like a
predictions?
run-up.
I've got Iron Crown in mind because I think Iron Crown and DD is going to be, it's going to be a little spicy pick.
No.
Yeah, I think Sun. I think Tall Cole's coming back.
With Walking
Yeah.
Wake?
No, okay, Walking Wake is not like there's no hope for Walking Wake.
Amoongus is a must bring.
Sorry, Amoongus is a must bring,
Yeah.
especially if they don't have Taunt on the Flutter main.
Yes, if they don't have taunt, like my plan versus these teams is to make the Flutter feel bad. So putting Pokemon in front of it that like, yeah, like that make it not happy. So like for example, Urshifu is a big one, but actually your own Flutter main is good because they only have
Yeah,
Moonblast. Like I
right.
like to do like Amoongus Flutter main and go like protect Shadow Ball or range putter Shadow Ball. And say, like, oh, is Markus on stream?
It's time to get into game one here.
Yeah, we're going to see the Amoongus on Markus' side of the field.
That's like a common problem in VGC where it's like you win game one, then with the same mode you lose, and then it's the mind game of like they're thinking, well, he lost with Torn right now, so he won't bring Torn again. So they then don't respect Torn in game 3.
Oh, it's not. It picks up a huge knockout here. Markus losing one of the key aspects of his team to be able to get the damage onto Dave's side of the field.
But I mean, you haven't shown them that you have alternative game plans, right?
That's fair.
Breaking Swipe, lower the attack onto the Incineroar. Knockoff, that'll be enough for the KO at that point. Already brought down so low from that Flutter Mane.
So that is one Pokemon down, leaving the Dondozo a sitting duck. And we do see Dave lock in the forfeit. Markus going to take round 2 here as our winner.
Good games. Good luck on the rest.
How'd it
Good
go?
stuff. I'm 3-2.
Okay. How about you? Yeah, I'm 5-0, and he was really good, and he also hit Protect taunting Lou with Terra Poison. He just Terra Poison.
GG's. Oh my God.
Good games.
Kaludon, Regen.
It's rough. I saw quite like, I watched this row of tables and it was like all 4 twos.
Yeah.
And you just see like broken dreams, disappointment, anger.
You should have become a poet.
GG's.
Yeah, good to play you as well.
Really nice to play you too. Oh, thank you so much. Whew. That was unlucky. Are you here competing this weekend? Yes. Yay, that's so exciting. How'd it go?
Lost.
Me too. So, don't worry. Good.
It's a really interesting experience to go from being so depressed and feeling so alone to finding an online community that probably going through very similar things. Pokémon was therapeutic because when I did come back into the scene, it was right into the thick of things. I came back wanting to be a commentator. I felt like I had a lot more fun at the time with the game. And when I eventually got the call up to do my first Pokémon event, it felt good knowing that there were people that saw me on the desk that remembered me from my competitive era. I didn't feel so alone, even though I knew I was being thrust into this very new environment where I also didn't really know what to expect.
This is going to be going ahead and spelling the end of our day one here in the EUIC. Surging Strikes goes ahead, gets the job done, and we've got Wolfe Click going into day 2.
I came here and I said, like, this tournament's so difficult that, like, ultimately how well I do, like, my ultimate finish is a little bit out of my hands.
I think there's a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, I think it was a good run.
So in this season, the members of our group, we didn't have like one team that everyone was collaborating on. But one thing that I'm taking away from EUIC is that maybe if Wolfe and I collaborate on one team again at an earlier point in time and not only a couple of days before the tournament. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel like, honestly, my preparation was good. This is kind of a proof of concept. Yep. I feel like, okay, like, yes, this worked. Like, I didn't win, but I did so well, honestly, that I think if I can find ways of doing this again, I could definitely win in the future.
Yeah, like for NAIC, for example?
Yeah, I would do, like, if I could do the same process that I did this time again. Like, I liked having my team, like, a month in advance. Yes. That was really good.
Yeah, I'm not playing in NAIC this year because I'm already qualified for Worlds.
Right.
And with a lot of traveling to different tournaments, also want to spend some time in Hawaii, of course.
Yeah.
I don't have, like, more days off of work
right.
To take. So instead, I'll, watch from home, support you, of course.
Yeah.
Like, I think it will be good to be a part of your preparation process.
Yes.
And then to figure out what the metagame is going to look like going into Worlds.
Yeah.
Because then, of course, Worlds being the most important tournament, that's really where I want to leave my mark.
Ja. Kannst du dir vorstellen, dass wir vielleicht nächstes Jahr dann da in der Kirche heiraten?
Ja. Klingt irgendwie verrückt, aber es klingt auch nice.
Mhm.
Klingt gar nicht so verrückt eigentlich, to be honest.
Ja.
Magdalena is my fiance and my partner in crime. She's the best person, I think, that I know. Currently, there's a lot going on. There's a wedding that needs to be planned, my work, of course. I want to see my friends who are not into Pokémon as well. And then, of course, also spend time with my family.
Und wann ist das nächste Turnier? Ist es dann erst Hawaii oder vorher auch noch was?
Ja, Hawaii auf jeden Fall. Da habe ich jetzt auch die Flüge gebucht übrigens.
Und da noch? Ich habe irgendwie gesehen Polen. Aber das ist was anderes, ne? Das ist nicht
Ah,
Pokémon.
nee, das ist arbeitstechnisch.
Okay.
Da habe ich einen Workshop.
Aber du bist nächste Woche in Polen.
Genau, ja.
Okay.
Und ja, ich bin noch am Überlegen, ob ich vielleicht doch nach New Orleans auch gehe für die Nordamerika-Internationalmeisterschaft. Aber weiß ich noch nicht so genau.
War das die Flüge, die du nachgeguckt hattest gestern?
Ja, genau.
Ah, okay.
Ja, mal schauen. Also
I think I have the capability to be one of the best players in the world. I think right now I don't see myself up there with some of the other players that are constantly winning these big tournaments, big international tournaments. My best finish this season is a 10th place at a regional championships, and although I was very close to making it to the top 8 and maybe even advance further, I still feel like I need to improve my game a little bit if I want to have a shot at winning Worlds this year.
Okay.
Bis dann.
We're not going to take a break any longer as we are ready to jump to the stage for the finals here in Orlando.
But a big close combat straight into that Rillaboom slot from Wolfe's Urshifu that has over half of Rillaboom's HP immediately gone.
With the switch bomb too! That's enough to pick up the KO on that Rillaboom on the switch. That was a fantastic prediction for Wolfe. Amoonguss is not the most offensive Pokemon that you would think of. Will it wake up again? This is the turn that will decide your Orlando Regional Champion! And it is the Urshifu close combat into Amoonguss! It holds on! It holds on through that attack! Amoonguss should have plenty of time to return and knock out with that Sludge Bomb, and Wolfe Flip is now your 2023 and 2024 Orlando Regional Champion!
What an insane endgame there, Gabby. Wolfe played that so incredibly well. Just knowing how exactly he needed to target his attacks.
Back-to-back Orlando Regional Champion, Wolfe Glick. Congratulations, Wolfe. How does this championship compare to your other 8 regional titles?
It's really meaningful for me to win this. I went to EUIC with this exact same team, no changes, and I just barely missed out in Top Cut, and I really felt like this team could go all the way, you know what I mean? Like I really felt like it was a really special, good team, and so proud of myself and so grateful for all the support I have.
That also tracks for the caster moves rank. TCG, VG, and then go at the end.
We have a couple of people here that are doing their first ICs this weekend. So exciting.
Does it count if it's not my first IC in general, but it is my first IC on camp?
It counts.
Definitely counts.
It's a different thing.
Yeah, a whole different beast.
Every one of you has treated me great, so I'm really thankful. I'm not a native English speaker, so this was a challenge for me, and to be received the way I have been, I'm really thankful.
We're so
I'm not crying today.
You're going to do amazing this weekend.
Don't let the fact that you're working take away from how special this is.
Yeah.
And make sure to find time to just go out in the hall and like take it in. Being able to go back and just appreciate the pomp and circumstance of it is really important.
Yeah. We've come a long way too.
Yeah, we have.
Now we just gotta get Anna into the commentary booth. No. No. I'm just so excited to be back casting. It's what I love the most, and it's really great to also do it for such a big event. So this NAIC will mark the 5th year anniversary of me casting with the official Pokemon team. Deciding to cast full-time was actually not something that I had planned out. I tried out social media management, community management, but it was eventually casting and being in front of the camera that really took off for me. When Pokemon had reached out and asked if I was available to cast the North America International Championships, I was shocked. At that point in time, I had only done a couple of local events casting, and I had also only done one regional championship.
And it feels surreal to be here because when I think back to 5 years ago, it's almost hard to imagine that I would be in this position right now. And it does feel special. It just feels really special to get a chance to revisit that for a 5th year.
So this NAIC preparation was one of the most interesting ones I've had. I had multiple friends ask to use my team, and Markus actually spent a good bit of time trying to convince me to save this team for the World Championships. He felt that this team was good enough to potentially win the World Championships, and it's so far ahead of what anybody else has figured out that using it early, even at such an important tournament as this, it could be a mistake. I gave it a bit of thought, and I think that in the end, I'm happy with my decision, which is I'm going to play the team. You know, if it ends up costing me, it just means that I wasn't good enough.
If you can find that for the casters before they go on, that would be helpful.
I will find out, yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
After having had a little bit of a break, I actually feel really refreshed and very rejuvenated in a sense. Maybe having the break was a good thing. And so I feel really confident going into this weekend that we're gonna put on a good show.
Hello, everybody. It is day number 1 of the North America International Championships for 2024, and we are here in beautiful New Orleans. We've got Wolfe versus Jody Azzarelli for your Swiss round number 4.
If this KOs the Calyrex on Jody's side of the field, this game is all but over.
He seems to know. He's nodding in the profile. That is a super effective one-hit knockout, but that will be Wolfe finishing out Swiss round number 4, 4-0 so far.
Games.
Did I win the tournament? No, but I could have, and the team was good enough. After this weekend, I feel like I learned a ton. I see actually really clear areas of improvement without really changing even any of the Pokémon that I just didn't realize because I didn't get this practice in advance. And so if I'm going to win the World Championships, I want to do it because I was the best player in the world, and I don't think that people having a little extra preparation in advance against the team that I'm potentially using, I don't think that that's going to be enough if I'm playing at my best to stop me.
Open Jake, open Rosemary, Q.
Thank you so much, Anna, and thank you so much to New Orleans, Louisiana. My name is Rosemary Kelly, and I'm joined by Jake Muller to kick off our festivities for Championship Sunday for the video game. The Calyrex, with this Astral Barrage, able to move before this Urshifu is able to secure a double knockdown, and that's the game, Josh! Your Senior Division 2024 North America International Champion! What an amazing start to our video game finals here on Championship Sunday.
Hey, great job!
What a great weekend.
Good weekend.
Evan, you crushed that.
Thank you.
So happy for you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you too. My name is Gabby. Yeah, hi. I'm sorry. I saw you and I was like, oh my gosh, Rosemary's here. Rosemary's here. Rosemary's here. We I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, you're like my favorite Pokemon caster of all time. I saw you were here and I freaked out.
I think the pressure of being on the NAIC broadcast is that is the last broadcast that people see before we get to the World Championships. And so you are constantly thinking about how can I put my best foot forward in order to ensure that I give myself the best shot of, if I am on the World's broadcast, getting picked for that Masters Finals. And the hope is always that I've done enough work this season that you feel confident in giving me that opportunity and that honor.
Do you feel confident in yourself?
At this point, I think my confidence is a little shaky. And so I can't help but continue to sow those seeds of doubt even somewhat, that maybe this is not the year, but I'm still gonna work really hard to hopefully earn that opportunity this year.
I started playing competitive Pokemon in 2011. In 2012, I got second at the World Championships, and the World Championships was held in Hawaii. For me, it's a place with kind of a lot of emotional weight because it really felt at the time, for many years, just like this colossal failure, like this real, like, stumbling at the finish line and kind of watching my dream evaporate in front of me. And so I'm always motivated for the World Championships, but this year in particular, I feel like I have this demon and this might be my only chance to conquer it. And it's something that I think is worth chasing, and if I'm gonna chase it, then I'm gonna give it my all.